All right, without further ado, drum roll please. Let's reveal my new paddleboard to you guys. Here it is. Well guys, today is a massive day for me as I finally have the board of my dreams in my hands at last. Now this has been quite the process in order to get this board, as boards like this just aren't really readily available to people like me here in Mexico, as there just aren't that many shops that carry these types of boards. So I literally had to drive over 2,000 miles of a round trip up to California and back in order to get this board. But man, I can say it was absolutely worth it. Now before I reveal this board to you guys, I also want you to know that this board is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I purchased this paddleboard at full retail price, so there is zero connection and zero bias teaming between me and this company. But I do believe this board was worth their purchase and worth their investment, so I'm super excited to reveal it to you guys here very soon. So I'm this camera set up and get this reveal on the way, baby. Oh yeah. Whew. All right, so lastly, before I finally rip off this cover and reveal this new board to you guys, I simply give a huge thank you to you all and your support of me and this channel, as you guys have played a massive role and a massive help in making this dream of mine today a reality. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being a part of this journey with me and supporting me. All right, without further ado, drum roll please. Let's reveal my new paddleboard to you guys. Here it is. Woo! Not quite as fancy as a reveal as I thought it would be, but there she is. A brand new Infinity Blackfish Dugout 14 by 23 paddleboard, and man, woo, am I stoked about this paddleboard. All right, so let's just do a quick rundown of this race board. Starting at the nose of this board, we have a nice pointed nose, which really helps you punch through chop as you're paddling upwind. It also has super tall rails, starting from the nose of the board all the way back down to the back of the board as well. In the center part of the board, I did choose the dugout version, so you sit lower inside the paddleboard, which helps provide you with some more stability side to side as you're paddling. Then as you move towards the back of the board, you have a squared off tail, which helps release water efficiently off the back of the board as well. In the center part of the board, also here in the dugout version, we also have 4 drain holes, which helps release that water or get rid of that water inside your paddleboard as you're paddling in choppier conditions. Then on top of the paddleboard, we have a 2-way air vent, which helps this paddleboard stay properly pressurized inside the board when you're paddling, especially in hotter climates. You also have plenty of attachment points, starting from the kind of the middle section, nose of the paddleboard, working all the way towards the middle section, with plenty of attachment points to attach race handles to help you set up your perfect configuration for how you want to race with this paddleboard. You also have a GoPro mount up here, another attachment point for a front leash if you'd rather have your leash in the front of you. Or you also have, obviously in the back of the paddleboard, another attachment point for your leash back here as well. Moving to the bottom side of this paddleboard, let me get flipped over here. Starting at the nose of the board once again, you have more of a rounded nose, which helps this board really skip through water, keeping your speed up versus trying to part the water. Then moving towards the middle section of the paddleboard here, we have more of a concave section, which helps provide extra stability when you're paddleboarding on a more narrow paddleboard. Then as you move back towards the tail of this paddleboard, things kind of flatten out, which helps that water release super smoothly and efficiently off the tail of your paddleboard. So there's kind of just a quick overview of this paddleboard, kind of give you an idea of how this paddleboard's made and how it's designed. So you may be asking yourself, Ethan, why did you decide to purchase this race board of all the other race boards on the market? And there are really 3 main reasons why I decided to purchase this board in comparison to the other boards out there that are available. The first one is the price point. When it comes to researching for a new paddleboard, especially a race paddleboard, the price points can get very high very quickly. And I feel like with the value you're getting from this paddleboard and the price point that it's at, was really the best bargain out there in terms of what you're getting for the price you're paying for the paddleboard. So really the price point for me was a huge win for this paddleboard. The second reason why I decided to purchase this race board has to do with its design. I was looking for a race board that has a nice deep dugout design to it, which helps me feel more stable and more comfortable paddling on a more narrow paddleboard. I'm a very tall dude, I'm 6'4" tall, so the closer I can get to the water surface, height-wise, the more stable I feel versus trying to paddle on a paddleboard, say like my inflatable paddleboard where I'm higher up in the water, which causes me to feel a little more tipsy as I'm paddling along. So having this dugout design helps my feet stay more locked in there in the side of the paddleboard, the side rails, as well as helps me stay lower to the height of the surface water, allowing me to feel more stable overall. And then thirdly and lastly, the biggest deciding factor for me purchasing this paddleboard was its availability. As many of you may know, finding the exact race board that you're looking for in terms of size and design can be quite the challenging thing to do. And for me, especially being here in Mexico, my options are even more limited. So having this board be available in Southern California was honestly just really the closest location I could get to get this board in my hands. As trying to ship a paddleboard here in Mexico or to Mexico is very, very, very pricey, which is why I honestly saved a lot of money just driving to pick up this board myself versus trying to ship it to me here in Mexico. So overall, those are the three main reasons why I decided to purchase this board in comparison to the other boards out there. So this is also a brand new chapter for me, as in the past I've been mostly using Starboard products, as you may have seen on my channel, which I still am a huge fan of Starboard. But I'm now super excited to get to know another brand, which is Infinity, which also makes super high quality end products. Now, as I said earlier, this is not a full review of this paddleboard today. This is simply just me revealing my paddleboard to you guys and sharing my excitement about it as well. Now, I will be making a review of this paddleboard here in a few more weeks as I get more time to test it out paddling on the water in a variety of different conditions as well, and share my thoughts about what I like about this paddleboard and maybe what I don't like about it as well with you guys. So if you guys have any thoughts or questions you want me to answer about this paddleboard, be sure to let me know what those are in the comments down below. I'll try to answer those questions in my full review of this paddleboard here in a few weeks. But that's it for today's video. I'm super pumped to finally reveal this paddleboard with you guys. And once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for your support of me and this channel. And I'm super pumped to share my many journeys to come and many adventures to come on this paddleboard with you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video.